Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, I'm sure a lot of you recall from your primary secondary school days how a bunch of our students will gang up together to mock one particular student and make their experience of that schooling period a misery. That doesn't really change as you get older. As guys, I bring you this. Aisha Buhari received Turai Yar Adua at State House. So now this is the former First Lady meeting the current First Lady, and part of the conversations that they're having is about one of the former First Ladies, Patience Jonathan. So that's the headline. Aisha Buhari receives Turai Yar Adua at State House. So now let's now see what the two Northern women had to say to each other. The First Lady, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, and former First Lady, Mrs. Turai Yar Adua, have met at the presidential villa, Abuja. Mrs. Yar Adua came visiting with her daughter, Mrs. Zainab Dakingari. The president's wife personally broke the news on her Instagram page. She disclosed that the two of them discussed gender-based violence, drug abuse, and the development of the country generally. Mrs. Buhari, who also shared pictures of the visit on her page, added that she got Mrs. Yar Adua's perspective on the issues, adding that Mrs. Yar Adua reminisced on the past, especially the years she spent at the State House. She wrote, "I was pleased to see Mrs. Yar Adua in high spirit. We rubbed minds on a number of issues that touch on gender-based violence, drug abuse, and youth development in Nigeria. I also got to hear about her experience and perspectives on these issues. I conducted her around what used to be her former office, and while she reminisced on her time in the State House, she also inspected the pictures of former First Ladies in the conference hall, which she initiated during her time in order to honor all the Nigerian former First Ladies. It was Mrs. Yar Adua's first visit to the villa since the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, assumed office in 2015. Let me just pause there for a moment, because let's read that bit again. It was Mrs. Yar Adua's first visit to the villa since President Muhammadu Buhari, Major General, assumed office in 2015. So this is now saying that this is the first time she's coming since 2015, but it's not saying it's the first time that she's coming since she left the villa. So let's carry on. Yeah, it also said that she did not pay a visit to the villa during President Goodluck Jonathan's era from 2010 to 2015. So now that's the bit we're looking to get to. So this is the gang up that I started off with, because of course Patience Jonathan was a First Lady too, and Goodluck Jonathan, of course, was a president. And not only was Goodluck Jonathan a president, Goodluck Jonathan used to be the vice president to this lady's husband until his demise, Shehu Yar Adua, and then of course Goodluck Jonathan then took over the reins of power. So then that solidarity that should have formed as a bond when they were first and second citizens should have carried through in the support that Mrs. Yar Adua should have shown to the Goodluck Jonathan, and especially the Patience period, the era in the Nigerian space in Aso Villa Rock. But of course she did not show that solidarity, because first she wanted to be the president to succeed her husband, and the Nigerian constitution does not facilitate for that. And secondly, of course, she doesn't really have any truck with somebody like Jonathan, who is not only a southerner but also a Christian. And do you still think that the sisterhood that is meant to bind women would have necessitated that she still showed some support for Patience Jonathan? But of course, Patience Jonathan is from the Niger Delta region, and they have no truck with people from that region. And Patience Jonathan is a Christian, which of course is the antithesis of what Mrs. Yar Adua is all about. So you see the gang up now that I started off with. So we carry on. Former President Musa Yar Adua, so it's not Shehu Yar Adua as I said previously, so I retract that. Musa Yar Adua. Former President Musa Yar Adua had died on May 5, 2010 after a protracted illness, resulting in the then Vice President Jonathan assuming full leadership of Nigeria as the president. Jonathan's wife, Patience, took over from Mrs. Yar Adua as the First Lady. After Buhari won in 2015, Aisha took over from Patience as the current First Lady. Buhari had contested the 2007 polls against Yar Adua. So even more reason now why this lady should have no talk with Buhari, because of course Buhari was a rival of her husband in 2007 especially, and all the way through, in spite of the two of them being fellow Katsina State indigenes. So yes, that is now where that solidarity that comes in now, because they are from the same state and they speak the same language and they have the same outlook on life. This lady would rather align with an opposition party and somebody that does not have any real lineage with her husband, because the lineage with her husband, of course, for the Jonathan is what we've already charted, former vice president to them and then succeeding president to them from the same party as well. But she felt no need to show them support, but now she's showing support, of course, to her own fellow Katsina person. So conversations in the comment section, what you guys are making of this is what I'm interested in. But before you come share thoughts, click on the red subscribe button so it turns grey. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come tell me what I'm making of what I am alleging is a gang up by these two Katsina women in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry on with you in the comment section. But here I say peace.